The Amazfit GTS 2 is overall a solid, affordable smartwatch, but there are still a few negatives that might hold it back. It has all the essentials of the makings of a great smartwatch, like a nice AMOLED screen, 7-day battery life, and some accurate fitness tracking. But the question remains, should you buy it? Stick around to find out. I've been using the Amazfit GTS 2 for more than 2 weeks now, and battery life has been very good. It was advertised as having a whole week of battery life on a single charge, and I have to say it's living up to that claim. It obviously depends on your usage, but for me, using it for the occasional notifications, some sleep and fitness tracking, this thing has handled everything superbly. I've been getting about 5 to 6 days of battery life easily, which is a lot more than a lot of smartwatches. The GTS 2 AMOLED screen is great for battery life, but it also looks great, and I have no problems testing it in direct sunlight. Text while navigating the OS and for messages are always crisp, and there are no issues with sharpness. Talking about the screen, there aren't that many watch faces available. They do have a store, but given the fact that it's a proprietary OS, the watch face selection is not the best. Overall, I'm very satisfied with the display of this device and with its overall responsiveness. Let's talk about the SEP app, which is used to pair the smartwatch to set everything up. It's honestly not as complicated as I thought it would be. It tells you all the fitness tracking info, plus your sleep data and your heart rate monitoring throughout the day. It also gives you a PI score, which is a fitness level score you should strive for optimal cardiovascular and long-term effects. At first glance, it can seem a little convoluted, but after learning where everything is, you get the hang of it pretty quickly. The only gripe I had with it was that when I first set it up, notifications weren't getting through to the watch, and I had to force close the SEP app and open it again for notifications to finally work. It's things like this that don't help to create a strong first impression, but when you do get it to work, it works fine. The software on the watch itself is fine, and I would say it definitely gets the job done. It uses a proprietary OS instead of Android Wear, and because of this, there is a lack of third-party apps, which can make or break a lot of smartwatches. Animations are pretty fluid, but there is some noticeable lag sometimes when navigating the OS, and it's few and far between overall. Performance is definitely solid and won't hamper your experience with this device. From the fitness tracking to receiving notifications, the software and performance has held up pretty well. Also, a lot of times the app can be kind of janky. Notifications sometimes won't show up when the option is enabled on the app. I resolved this issue by force closing and reopening the app and restarting the watch itself. It's honestly a hassle which shouldn't be happening at all. Also, the watch calling feature has never really worked for me. It's enabled in the SEP app options menu, but it never works. It's not my main reason for using the watch, but if you advertise it as being call capable and it doesn't even work, it's just disappointing. It's not really something I would use a lot anyway, but I wish it worked for me. Perhaps it could work for you, and it was my review unit though. Music playback on the watch works with no issues, but it fails to show up in the widgets tab thanks to a 3-second delay. It might not seem like much, but it draws back the overall experience when using the watch. The raise to wake feature works, but it's not nearly as good as an Apple Watch. Sometimes when I raise my wrist, it doesn't light up the screen and I have to manually press the watch button to view the time. It's things like this that really turn me off from actually enjoying my experience with this watch when it can't get some of the basics right. I know it is a budget smartwatch and it only costs $180, but it's disappointing that there is so much potential here with the incredible battery life and that display that could have made this a great contender. The design, honestly, is not the best. It tries to mimic the Apple Watch, and I wouldn't consider it to be the best looking thing in the world. However, the AMOLED screen definitely looks great when in use. The build is made of plastic and feels pretty light. The bands are definitely plasticky and feel like it when holding it. It does feel a little cheap compared to other smartwatches, but considering the price, it earns a pass here. The vibration haptics are honestly not that good. If you let the watch on a nightstand and don't have it to do not disturb, you're gonna wake up because it gets pretty loud. Even though it doesn't have the best haptics in the world when in use, it's really not that big of an issue, and especially at this price point. Overall, I'm very happy with my use of the Amazfit GTS 2. It has many positives like 5 days of battery life, which I love because you normally have to charge most smartwatches every day. It also has a nice AMOLED screen and interactive notifications, but there are still some negatives like the lack of third-party apps and the use of its proprietary OS. You can have the best battery life in the world for a smartwatch, but if the experience is lacking, it's kind of a tough sell. If you can get past the negatives and want a nice budget smartwatch, this is a very good device that will cover a lot of essentials for a reasonable price. Thanks a lot for watching this video. If you like videos like this, consider subscribing and I will definitely see you on the next one. Peace.